Well, it's no news that the 9 teams that will represent Africa at the 2026 World Cup have been known. Now, the North African side took early dominance. It started with Morocco. Then we saw Egypt, Tunisia, or Algeria all qualify for the FIFA World Cup. South Africa joined them, advancing ahead of Nigeria and Benin Republic. We then saw the Teranga Lions of Senegal, the African champions to the Ivory Coast, a debutant in Cape Verde, all reach the FIFA World Cup for the very first time. And not forgetting our brothers, just beside us, our Charlie brothers, the Black Stars of Ghana, who are now back-to-back, who have now made it to back-to-back FIFA World Cup. But for Nigeria, all hope is not lost. There's still a route for Nigeria to qualify, but there's been plenty of questions. Burkina Faso have also said the CAF have not been fair to them. It should be them in the playoff. And Nigeria, who came through the back door, pushed them out of the playoff. It is Tempo Gist, and all of this conversation will be discussed as the Bishop and Unkani Sam joins me on this conversation. Yeah. Crazy international weekend, guys. Window rather, absolutely historic for as a Nigerian. One of the best. Like I said, if you needed to be on the pitch of play or around the stadium to feel the atmosphere, it was electrifying, it was buzzing. And sometimes, no matter your hatred for the Super Eagles, at that moment, you throw it away. But guys, before we go to the Eagles, 9 teams have qualified on the continent. 4 from North Africa. It shows you development, shows you consistency. And it shows you that they know what they are doing. And not bad from West Africa also. We've got Cote d'Ivoire, we've got Ghana, we've got Senegal. You know that, making it 7. And 1 from Southern Africa. Cape Verde, Cape Verde.
Central Africa, right?
Cape Verde is Central Africa. Of course, we've got 1 for Southern Africa. So making it 9 teams. Not a single team for East Africa expected.
Okay. They're not in the footballing nation.
They go find for World Cup. Nah, marathon they won't go run. But
Uganda almost played surprise.
9 teams.
Uganda almost played surprise. Almost played surprise. At some point, they were leading at 7-something minutes. They were leading Algeria 1-0.
Yeah,
and if that actually stood, Uganda would have been
in the playoffs. But the 9 teams.
Yeah, 9 teams. Amazing. Almost everybody are qualified. Good representation. If you ask me, good representation. Give it to the North Africans. That is what it means. Very intentional about developing sport in your place. It's showing Morocco. Come and look at it. Egypt. Tunisia, or the only North African country that's in the World Cup is Libya, and it is justifiable. So we know how war ravage that country is. That aside, every North African country that participated in this is in the World Cup. South Africa, West Africa, what's going on? We've not. Now, no North African country plays their game away from home.
Yeah.
In West Africa, good number of West African teams were playing games away from home. Benin Republic were using Cote d'Ivoire. Yes. Burkina Faso were using a different country too.
Until recently, when they come back to the stadium.
Yeah, until recently, and so on and so forth. In coming down to Nigeria, only Uyo is certified by a country of 200 and something million. It's so-called the end of Africa. But all in all, we're going to have a good presentation. I mean, particularly because of the number of those North African teams, I expect them to do better in the World Cup compared to then the guys that qualify from West Africa, Senegal, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire. When you have Mame Kudus and Semenyo in your team, Baba, you can go to
a lot of players are also saying they want to come to Ghana. Austin Odoi, I've seen a lot of them.
That's it, and I know certain
coaches are saying they're interested.
Now, something that actually stand out for me is this, right? And what's the name of their coach? Otoado. Yeah. He was not took them to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And he was abysmal.
He took them to the AFCON.
Took them to the AFCON.
AFCON was woeful, yes.
Woeful. AFCON qualifiers, woeful. But guess what? The Ghana FA stuck with him. They refused to let him go. And now he's paying off. Because that's not how you can't tell me they're going to the World Cup and going to the Nations Cup, the same team. The Ghana. So now, when you come back to yours sincerely here, within this period, we've changed about 4 coaches, including the interim. The person that came in as interim. Yeah, 3 now. Exactly. Of course, Pesero, Finidi George, an interim coach, Guavon, then now Erisha Kuchel. Within that same period of time. Not even within that same period of time. Because before then, Genetro was there.
We've got to go back to Guavon again. Because
yeah, we went back to Guavon.
When we played Ghana,
it was Guavon.
It was Otto Addo. Yes. Then he was not the coach. He was only drafted. He was drafted into the team as a
no matter how you want to look at it, that is the power of consistency.
It's from Pesero.
That's about consistency. That's what consistency means. And believe it or not, you saw what they did during the qualifiers. See, it was so bad during the AFCON qualifiers that I remember there was a game that they lost that the Ghanaian fans came behind Otuado and they were clapping, they were jubilating that Ghana was losing. But guess what? The FA stuck with this guy. And he's still the person there.
And he's paying them.
Convincingly, he took them to the World Cup. And like I said, when you have Semenyo in your team, when you have Kudos in your team, those guys are fighter any day in time. If they're ready to fight, when you have the IU and the rest of them in your team, you should be able
in Iñaki Williams as well.
Iñaki Williams and the rest of them, you should be able to make a statement. Same thing with yours sincerely, but I don't want to call their name. Now, so I'm amazing. I think none of those countries that have qualified would not give us a good presentation. The only country that might not give us a good presentation is Cape Verde.
Because they have debutants.
How are you able to qualify ahead of, is it Gabon, right?
No, ahead of was it Gabon?
No, Gabon, yes. Ahead of Gabon. I mean, it's a miracle that needs to be studied. Because they become the second.
No, was it Gabon? It was Cameroon. Yes,
okay, they qualified in Cameroon.
Yes.
Okay. It was at par. For me, I think Cape Verde, in terms of Cape Verde, it was at par. Because
at par how?
Whoever was in the group, if it was Gabon, then it was apart. Because
it's Cameroon.
Gabon has not been to the World Cup before.
It was Gabon.
It was Cameroon in that group.
Gabon has not been to the World Cup before.
It was Cameroon. Cameroon needed to win. Unfortunately, went ahead and through.
So
at some point they were leading.
If Cape Verde, you know,
now here's the
their first World Cup, they deserve it.
See, they deserve it. But looking at, it's just like when Iceland made it to World Cup. It was surprising.
They paid their dues,
It was surprising in Europe.
Yeah.
But in their own case, it was years of development. Years of working, developing.
They qualified ahead of Cameroon.
They qualified ahead of Cameroon, yeah. They started, 2013.
When they came to the AFCON and got to the quarterfinal, that's where the progress started from for Cape Verde.
We'll see what Cape Verde is doing is working for them. We saw their performance in the last AFCON. Amazing performance. Even though they faltered when it mattered the most. But I think they went beyond the group stage. Amazing performance. And during the qualifiers, I wasn't paying attention to their group until towards the end of the competition. I mean, the qualifiers. And I realized that, come on, these guys are actually making a stage.
They topped Egypt, remember? They topped Egypt in their group. They finished on 7 points. Remember that Egypt had to scale through after losing their first 2 games and all of that.
So consistency, whatever they're doing is working for them. So, but like I said, coming back to Ghana for me, I'm not just even Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, a makeshift coach has become a permanent coach right now. Came in when it mattered the most, did the magic, and now he's still in charge and he's doing extremely well. He's going to be in the AFCON again. He's going to be in the World Cup again. But you don't need anything more than this. Now, some guy somewhere who feel people are always against him, because after that game, I had an intensive discussion with one of the guys in the national team, one of the handlers of the national team. We stood outside for almost 1 hour plus. They still feel people are not appreciating their effort. They still feel people want their downfall. That's why people are not even giving them credit for the little things that they've actually done. Because you're busy telling me something like, look, officiating has changed in the MPFL. I told him point blank, I said, Oga, wafu. I said, Chan, nonsense. Under 20 nonsense. Forget about the women team. We know we can always dominate Africa, so we didn't do anything special there. It's no matter that we're expecting. So come on, good to see the number of countries that are going to present us. The only dent for me, they deserve it, but are they going to give us good representation? Cape Verde.
Well, it's a 48 team World Cup, so they could get maybe a New Caledonia if they do qualify for the World Cup.
New Caledonia that might not qualify.
Special shout out to the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. 10 games on the continent, 9 wins, 1 draw. 22 goals scored and not a single goal considered in the playoff. It could have been a stainless playoff if they had not drawn that 1 game they drew. So massive shout out to the Carthage Eagles.
Hopefully it's not gra-gra.
But I hope, because of course Tunisia have also not been one of the strongest side in Africa.
All the northern teams.
Let's look at the playoff.
No, come on, give Morocco.
No. Maybe one last dance for Egypt. Maybe one last dance for Mamouche at this time around. But guys, let's look at the playoff proper for Africa, and then before we go to the continental playoff. Now, Nigeria, of course, pushed Burkina Faso out for the playoff. Is Gabon, Cameroon, Nigeria, and DR Congo. The final 4 teams that will be in the playoff. Unfortunately, CAF had to introduce a system after Eritrea pulled out of Group E. It meant Group E was disbalanced. And 5 teams had in that group. Now, this rule is not a CAF rule, rather it's a FIFA rule. And it also implies Europe for UEFA in terms of qualification if a team's pull out. Now, the rule is that when a team pull out from a competition after the draws have been made, it automatically means that if consideration will be given for points as regards those teams, there must be a fair balance to ensure that nobody has a higher point. So what it meant that when a team pulled out in Group E, if you finish second, and then there's going to be a best loser or the best place, second place side that will go to the playoff, it will not be balanced simply because some teams have played two games more than the other. So mathematically, every match you had against those sides and every goal you scored and every point you had will be pulled out. And when it was pulled out from the Super Eagles, we only managed 2 points against Zimbabwe. Is a blessing in disguise. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pesero. Thank you so much, Eritrea. We're only getting a point, but I'm worried if I'd gotten a win against them, would have been at the World Cup. But Burkina Faso are angry.
Of course, justifiable.
They're angry.
Justifiable so.
They are upset.
If you ask me,
I felt they should be the one in the playoff and not Nigeria.
If you ask me, right, I feel it's unfair. Totally unfair. Now, here is it. I understand it's a rule.
Yeah.
So now the thing is this: you're talking about a country that has not participated in any competition in Africa since 2019.
Why not delist them?
Now, so why didn't you delist them? And they are no longer in FIFA ranking because they've not played any FIFA ranked competition.
Yes, yeah.
So when you were about to do the draw, you went ahead with the draw, knowing that they've not played for almost 6 years. Whoever decided to do that, well, the person knows better. The reason is what? The reason is simple.
They will not come back.
That's just that. If these guys travel, that for the past how many years, about 60 players travel and they didn't come back. They will go and seek asylum from their female national team to their male national team. And you know what is going on in that country. Yeah. So you've known these things right from get-go. Now, you should have taken the right decision. Not allowing teams to put in all their effort to get to this.
What could have been done?
Now, here is it right.
What could have been done?
The draw would have actually done without them. You find out just
the draw.
But how do you withdraw?
Because you knew about it before. Yes, you knew about it before.
I will explain better. See,
because
okay,
now,
the
the first question I ask myself is: has there been any case like this?
Yes.
Now I said before the commencement, you understand? Not after the commencement. Yeah, not after the commencement. Has there been a case like this where a team pulled out before the commencement of any qualifiers?
No.
I don't think so.
So,
but not during the competition.
During the competition, yes, it has happened.
Pull out.
I think that is a bit fair. If you pull out during the competition and this kind of thing happens to you, and this kind of rule is applied.
But I think it's unfair if it happens when they pull out during. You know why? Because where it is not fair, teams who have won, deservedly won the game, and some other teams would have played Eritrea.
Well,
so if I'd beaten them.
Now,
so I would not say that all results would have been taken off.
What we're talking about here is this team they didn't play a single game. Even during the draw, they knew they're going to be part of. They're not going to be part of. The Ministry of Sport and Culture says we're not going to allow you guys to participate because when you guys travel, a good number of you guys will not come back. And on that ground, we're not going to allow you to participate. So CAF knows about it, and so FIFA knows about it because they no longer rank in FIFA ranking because they've not played any competition that is considered by FIFA for years. So why did you go ahead and consider them? So that happens, right?
Burkina Faso have a case.
I mean, if I were in there, if Spike were in their shoe, how would you be thinking?
Bad.
You're the same pool.
If Spike are not in their shoe, how would you be thinking?
I don't care.
We'll take it. And that's what's important. But the truth remains, guys, I quite like, see, the rules are the rules. I'm a man who...
I know, I understand the rules too. But I'm looking at the other side of the whole thing.
I've told you for years. When it comes, I'll tell you what does the rules say. That's what I'm telling you. The rule says that the point will be deducted from the bottom teams and Nigeria can smile. I agree. No. But can they feel hard done? But the answer is yes.
Yes.
Because could something have been done? The answer is yes. Because as the draw was made and they pulled out without a game, the ball being kicked.
Without a game,
all you need to do was do a redraw.
Just to do a redraw.
And all this issue would have ended.
We speak this like it is easy to just sit and do a draw. Come on.
There could be adjustment. There could be adjustment.
And that's why there is a rule.
There could be adjustment.
That's why there's a rule.
There can be an adjustment.
I think in a nutshell, right?
The rule is to come in when things like this happen.
Is the rule for man or for man for rule?
Is it both ways?
No. The rule is for man.
For men,
and not man for the rule. Now, so at the end of the day, the man can have a way of saying this one is a
rule did not state. Wait, the rule did not state that if a team pulls out during the competition,
I think
we know.
Listen to me.
But it could have been solved.
Listen to me, right?
It could have been solved.
I think this clearly brings something to our knowledge. There is a lacuna somewhere.
Yes, that must be
because the aspect of withdrawal probably to do the withdrawal again might not be captured by the law.
Yes, so they now have to.
So now
they have to be. The rule has to be reviewed.
FIFA, CAF, and the rest of them will now say, you know what? If a team is not going to participate before the qualifiers start, then there should be a rejig of the
because
draws.
Now let me ask you.
Now here's it right.
If the draws were of course done again.
Yeah.
It meant that we will not have 9 groups. It's not possible.
You can.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going to because see, look at how these draws were made. CAF has 9 automatic slots.
Yes.
See.
And then 1 playoff. Except, we're now going to split it into round 1, round 2, round 3.
See, it's simple. The playoff is going to consider anybody. We'll have the number of probably 8 groups, right?
Yes.
Then the best losers go on this. One gets automatic ticket, the other one will go and play the continental competition. It's as simple as that. The intercontinental competition. There's always a way around it.
It's not rocket science, not casting.
No, so do you know why he feels okay about it? A bit okay about it. It is because he's not the one that is at the receiving end. Because if you're the one winning the show right now,
of Burkina Faso wrote to CAF, Ibrahim Traore.
It's painful. There is the law.
They should please explain to him how qualified.
The thing is,
now here is it right. I want to say something.
The players are also crying blue blood.
I want to say something. I think the god of soccer has been thoroughly in support of Nigeria for the longest time. The god of soccer has actually been speaking the Nigerian language.
The god of soccer speaks Igbo language.
Because it started apart from that one, the other thing that from South Africa to when you understand, and that explains why I stand my ground and say, you know what, God wants us to play. I mean, the God of soccer, the God of soccer, wants to play at the World Cup. That explains why all these things are happening. Because come on, it can never.
Everything cannot be working. I cannot work to your favor like this.
Like this.
Haba.
Extreme cases, everything works.
And guess what? The team repeat only 2 points from.
Guess what? The team that finish at the bottom were the teams that we struggle to.
In all of this, I also feel Namibia also have a case because, for example, Namibia finished second to Morocco in Group E with 15 points, with a plus of 3 goals. Now, probably there was an Eritrea side. Namibia automatically qualify as one of the best second baselines, you know, because if you have 6 to 15,
know, and so that's what we say. A lot of things about
this. In as much as Burkina Faso do have a case, every other team can also come out with a case.
Probably would equally have a case because we have 17 points. Yes. So if the group has been rejigged, so we might still have a lifeline. But it means Burkina Faso to have a lifeline and Uganda to have a lifeline. You understand? Like I said, reduce the group to what they call it, 8 groups. 8 people qualify automatically. The remaining last slot can go through and playoff. Then the person that will come second goes to the intercontinental. So it means everybody will be given a fair chance because it means South Africa wouldn't have been. South Africa was not deducted, right? And they have their points. It would have ended with 17 points. So it means we might have been
to the playoff.
Be in the playoff too. So that would have been fair. But imagine you put in all the work, getting 20 points, and at the end of the day, 6 points taken out because you lifted the team at the bottom.
In the word of Burkina, I say Nigeria was rewarded for not beating the weakest team in their group.
But let's leave Burkina Faso guys quickly. The playoff, Gabon.
13th of November.
November
in Morocco.
Simple.
No Gabon win and then go through.
I'm going to look at the camera right and say emphatically we're going to the World Cup. Emphatically, we're going to the World Cup.
Can I adjust myself a little bit?
I said the last time. You said it seems I'm the only person that.
Yeah, a believer.
See, I'm going to the World Cup. We're going to the World Cup. The reason is simple. We know ourselves right now. We want to go to this World Cup. We know ourselves right now.
Okay.
Yeah, the players know themselves right now.
Okay, can you educate me?
They realize that if they don't go to this World Cup, they might not go to another World Cup.
Yeah.
Because before the next World Cup, some of them might not be in the team. We might go to that World Cup. That's one aspect. Then the coach is beginning to understand the team better. You're talking about a coach that introduced 4 new players in within the period of time. And they are not just ordinary players, they are effective players.
Right.
Among them, the only person that probably that might not even be as effective as one probably is Tolu. But Akko effective. Frederick is effective.
Tolu played his part without a head goal.
Yeah, I mean, he has actually played his part. They've been so effective. So now these two things, players are hungry, and a coach that is understanding his team, and a team that is beginning to fight for itself, and a team that play, like I said, the most historic game in the history of Nigerian football. It can never be more historical than this. 4 goals needed to be scored.
4 goals were scored.
Stepped up his game, scored 3 goals, convincing performance. It can never be better. Look, I was proud, and I'm still proud of being Nigeria. And for the first time, like I said, right, I've always been on the other side. I'm talking about, and I'm still on the other side. When it comes to the management issue, when it comes to administration, I'm still bashing the NFF. But you're not going to take away what we saw
with the players and the coaches.
Convincing performance from the players and the coaches. Forget about NFF. Talk about these players. Appreciate their efforts.
What have you done to Kanesa? What have you done to him?
Believe.
Wow.
Believe.
He's working. We've seen it happen.
Like I said, I know if we can get through the African playoff round,
yes,
I think we'll roll through the intercontinental.
See,
that'll be a hardest for Africa. We get through Gabon, get to Cameroon.
We said it after the match that day. In Africa, on a good day, the only teams that can stand shoulder to shoulder to Nigeria, Morocco, Senegal, and Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Now we're not going to be facing any of this team.
if we can get through Africa, Cameroon loves playing Nigeria.
We've been getting over Cameroon so easily in the last few years.
No, so get it from me today. We're playing 4 more matches and we're going to the World Cup.
Well,
4 more matches and we're going to the World Cup.
Okani Sam has said it. You are playing.
And for the first time, let me say something. And for the first time, I think we need to give Victor his flowers.
No, yeah, we
need to give Victor his flowers.
It's the best thing that happened to Nigerian football since sliced bread.
Of course.
Yeah.
That I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
He's on the verge of breaking the record.
Yeah.
Still young, 27, 28. 6 more goals. He's going to break the record of
tell me 3 things that is good about Nigerian football in the last 10 years. Victor Osimhen, and probably Victor Osimhen.
Fact.
Well, the Super Eagles are 4 games away from reaching the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now the playoffs in November. If we win the semi-final game, we'll advance to the final. The winner will go to the Intercontinental Playoff. But in the Intercontinental Playoff, Nigeria might be seeded if we keep our rankings. It will mean we'll only play one game and qualify for the World Cup if we are seeded. Because the 2 unseeded team from Oceania will play themselves, and then 1 unseeded side, most likely from CONCACAF and Asia, will also face each other.
CONCACAF is not going to be there.
AF. AF will be there.
Asian Football Federation.
Then they will play themselves. So the side from Commonwealth and Africa might likely be seeded and drawn by. And it will mean the winner of those 2 games come face those teams in the semi-final. And the 2 teams that qualify will then go on to play at the World Cup. FIFA have also said that game will be the preparatory game for the 2026 World Cup, meaning there will be no Confederation Cup next year, like there was also none in the last FIFA World Cup. So the Eagles know their journey. It is 3 games to be played to the World Cup. Because after just 3 games to qualify for Nigeria, because we should be seeded if our rankings remain. So except the rankings drop. So 3 games, win Gabon, possibly beat Morocco, win Gabon, and then win Cameroon or DR Congo, qualify for the Intercontinental Playoff in March 2026. That will be played in Mexico. Win 1 game, and you are through to the final, and you're also through to the FIFA World Cup. It is from us saying that Victor Osimhen should remain fit for Nigeria, because a fit Osimhen will cause havoc to any team.
It's simple.
The Super Eagles will be at the World Cup.
It's simple. We just said it here. He played how many games in the World Cup qualifiers?
5.
How many goals did he score? 6.
Yeah.
How many assists? 1.
Yeah.
Goal contribution? 7. How many games did we lose? None. How many did we win? 4. It means if he had played probably 6 or 7 games, would have been in the World Cup.
A fit Osimhen is a prosperous Nigeria.
Simple.
Well, Victor Osimhen, the key for the Super Eagles to reach the World Cup. We can only hope and pray that he remains fit for the games in November. And then, when we win there, we can now hope that he remains fit also for the game in March. It's going to be a long one. Remember, the AFCON also takes place in December.
Absolutely.
But the Eagles are now packed. November qualifiers, December AFCON, March, a possible playoff, and then June, the FIFA World Cup. Tempo Gist, brought to you by Azar Studios.